Greetings, I am Lies, and I use she, her.
And I am Scandal, and I use they, them.
And
let's play a game together.
Woohoo!
Alright. So hopefully
We are so close to the end of this, I can
it.
feel it. But also I'm just like, Ryouta, I'm so sorry.
This
is a terribly sad story.
It is sad, but it's also like, I am, glad that he, didn't, again, black out and go, I am just a very movie villain psychopath.
A psycho monster, yeah.
Yeah.
What it is the real villain was mental illness all along. Excuse me, that trope is so tired and inaccurate and horrible.
Yes.
It's harmful to people with real mental illnesses, and you can take it and stuff it.
Yes.
All right.
You have come this far. I am sure you can answer this. Are you sure, sir? What was it that you forgot?
Oh, poor kiddo. Also, I'm just like all the adults being like, here it is. It's great. We know that you killed Birder.
Mm-hmm.
I say all the adults as if there's a lot, 2 of them. And then one, secret society, person.
Yeah, you could argue that Yuuya is an adult, and you can also have Leon JB.
Yeah.
Yeah, those
so
are the 4
all the
adults.
And Leon, don't you remember all the adults? You know what? You killed her, and we're all just kind of like, interesting that you don't remember.
Immersion, right?
Yeah.
But also it makes sense why Shuu wouldn't necessarily,
Kazuaki
going, why don't you remember, is really weird.
And also, it seemed like Kazuaki, again, had an experience where he's going, don't you remember anything, or is there something you forgot? And then he's going, well, and then kind of changed his tune of going, well, what are you talking about? Do you, think this thing?
Yeah, I don't know. Kazuaki, again, could have been some sort of, red herring kind of situation. But I'm also like, Kazuaki is a little weird. I can't decide what they were trying to do with him at all. And it could be just the way that I'm reading it, so I probably was reading it wrong from the beginning, but to me it seems a little strange. Everything is hazy.
Are you sure that's not...
I think my stomach is acting up again.
Good job.
I drink the medicine Dr. Iwamine gives me and lie down. My body still feels heavy. I'm tired.
Are you okay, Ryouta?
Yeah, I'm fine now.
Mr. Nanaki said you were coming here, so I wanted to make sure you were all right.
Birder is reaching towards me.
Want to go home? I'll walk you.
Her hand stops.
Ow.
Birder falls to her knees, clutching her chest.
Ryouta, I can't breathe.
Oh, she can't breathe. This is bad. My mother said to get home early. Everything feels strange, almost like it's a dream. I'm also like, okay, how do you carefully and especially, okay, so I have some problems with this merely because, I know, okay, I had a year to do this. We literally just said that we've only been going to the school for 2 days. Remember when we started?
We also attended last year. Remember?
Yeah, I know, okay, but it's
a semester.
Part of the thing is going, you would be around people all the time. Ryouta constantly had multiple jobs, working around other birds. Other birds have other diseases, other things that I'm like, if he has a slowly developing compromising illness of some kind anyway, if they're trying to compromise his immune system in any way, shape, or form, I think he would have gotten sick much more aggressively earlier because this seems silly to me.
For me, the vague science works here. The specific science, when they went a little harder into it, I already made my complaint about, right? With the whole, his corpse contains the virus thing.
Yeah.
Even though the virus needs a live host or it dies.
Mm-hmm.
That was my complaint. In this case, though, what Shuu described was I had to choose a specimen very, very carefully because otherwise immunocompromised people just die. So they covered it and going, whatever other factors he was choosing for was potentially someone's genetic code that he could just weaken specifically to this virus and to nothing else. And the entire sickness that Ryouta is experiencing is this virus and the general treatment to be sensitized to it, because that might actually hurt, and the medicine itself may be giving him the stomach aches, etc. kind of thing. So if his immune system is only being weakened in reference to this specific strain of virus, because sometimes you have things that affect, you know, dogs but not people, etc.
No, I know, but
then he doesn't have to be getting sick by other things. And it's possible that
that's too hyper specific, because your immune system, as far as I understand, doesn't work like that. I know you've said you've had experience with that as well, but so have I. I totally had an aunt who died due to having an immunocompromised situation. So like,
I am gonna say that, like, okay, I don't know that this will be completely right. So people feel free to correct me if it sounds wrong, but I'm gonna try and do it this way. So like, it's like I'm gonna kind of relate it to sickle cell anemia.
Yeah.
Going, you have a thing in your body that makes you specifically susceptible to one kind of experience. Going, in the case of sickle cell anemia, you get anemic because you don't carry iron as well. You're not deficient in other ways. You're not suffering from being deficient in other ways, but you specifically are sensitive to not being able to carry iron, so you get iron deficiencies. Right? Now,
if we're talking about... okay,
if your immune system is basically specifically sensitive to one shape or type of virus, because it doesn't recognize that one kind of thing, then you need to create immunocompromised in a very specific kind of way where you're not actually immunocompromised. They might be using immunocompromised wrong, and what they're doing instead is weakening your immune system to this one thing. They're basically they're sensitizing you to it instead of desensitizing you. But they're not really weakening your immune system overall. They're just compromising it and opening the doors to this one thing.
Guess I don't know. There's something about it. This I'm like, it's just like, it is meant to be open so that you can't quite be like, oh, you know, which is the thing we talked about in the last episode. Going, it's nice that they don't get too hyper specific with Shuu, because I imagine, if somebody who had a PhD would be like, what the fuck did you just say?
And as far as I understand, there are actually medical treatments that work that way, where they go,
they're targeted techniques.
I would just say, this thing that you're suffering from can be cured by this other thing if we infect you with it, and then cure you of that thing afterwards, kind of thing.
Yeah, I've heard about stuff
and
like
going,
that.
but this thing, you've already, one, been vaccinated to it, or two, you know, it's not easy to catch, so we have to make you more vulnerable to it.
Okay.
So, like, it works for me, only because he's like, I had to be very careful, and then they left it blank.
Yeah.
So we can assume that whatever carefulness he did is science that works.
Alright.
But again, I think it's too broad a term to say we're weakening your immune system, and you're not getting sick or killed by other things.
I don't know. Part of me is also like, again, then when the birds became sentient, moving on to this so quickly seems pretty extreme. But I guess that, again, made up story, it's fine. I'm just like, it's starting to kind of lose it a little bit for me. It's okay.
That's okay. It's gone on as a kinetic novel for quite a long time.
It has, and it's okay. It's okay.
It's okay. You got this.
Almost like it's a dream. I need to go home. Goodbye, birder. I'll see you tomorrow.
So you had a panic attack.
She fell down before my eyes, and then the experiment was a resounding success.
The most resistant and strong and and healthy human ever was killed by the thing that I put onto you.
Miss Seed Pad displayed the archetypical symptoms of a human infected with Karen virus and passed away.
Immediately, within a minute of entering the room.
Archetypal. Once the virus is inside the human body, it shuts down the respiratory system in a matter of minutes. Technically speaking, it causes an overreaction of the immune system, which leads to a widespread apoptosis of the lungs, but more simply, any human who comes in contact with you will die.
And you're going,
you say?
Thanks. Thanks, bro.
You're lying! Boyder and I were together since we were children. Of course. I only administered the live virus to you yesterday.
And it matured instantaneously. That bit I have trouble with.
Okay.
Administering a live virus to someone doesn't mean that it matures and populates their body that quickly in a way that is contagious. Like, 0 incubation period is different than, like, very short infection period.
Yeah, that's not the same. But that was kind of like where it was having issues with, like, almost, like...
Oh,
like
unless it affects a human in a couple of minutes, and so it is fully mature inside you in a couple of minutes, and that's why it dies out so quickly. And so basically it has this massively quick, like, replication rate, but it dies off immediately as well. Potentially.
So how do you, though, perpetually hold on to it, then, but not also have it kill the person?
Mountain of virus corpses in your body.
But what are they feeding on?
Like,
viruses need, like, this is where, again, I'm like, viruses need material.
And again, it doesn't necessarily mean it works that way, but yeah, it matures instantly, apparently.
Yeah,
Maybe it just stays mature once it's mature and just wanders around as chill adults.
I mean, there are some, as far as I understand, there are actually some things that literally do not react until they come in contact with a thing that causes them to react. It's like having an allergic reaction.
Or
allergies is mostly in your head, which is hilarious, but...
Or I was gonna say, or having a dehydrated, like, moss that you rehydrate, and then it's
Here's
perfectly
your
alive.
little tardigrade, it can exist forever!
Yeah.
Yep.
Here's your, dehydrated, you know, like the sea monkeys guys, and you rehydrate them, and then they, you know, they're alive.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. All of the things I've done to you over the past year have been in preparation for it.
All the things I've done to you.
Do you recognize this?
Holds up the scarecrow head. Oh my god.
Oh, did you stick Birder's head on top of the scarecrow?
Oh my god, you're horrifying.
Why
I used Birder to make this thing. Oh my god.
Why?
Also, if it's wandering around trying to kill people, wouldn't you be worried that it would kill Ryouta? And then your whole project would be wasted?
Honestly, that was actually, I'm like, this seems clumsy and stupid and also, like, weirdly melodramatic. I'm like, that's just annoying. It's okay.
That's how you go.
I'm a really intelligent character. I am actually a giant moron.
On the other hand, the scarecrow seems random and flailing and to you, but actually it's really, really specific and it will not kill Ryouta.
Who knows? Except for the fact that it sounds like when you were with you, I don't even know.
Him.
The scarecrow's head? Yes! Alas, the body is now useless, but I shall tell you about Labor Nan, the being you call the Scarecrow. It is one of the Labor model new humans, developed by Dove Party researchers, but denounced as unethical. Wait, is this just human experimentation? We birds have advanced quickly, but our physical capabilities are still far behind those of the human race.
We need something with hands!
Which is... Wait, you really are then telling me canonically that you really are just tiny little fucking birds? Giant murder, and then, like, how are you holding on to anything then?
How are you using any tools at all? And the thing is you may have adaptive stuff that's not being explained in here, but also, once a bird knows what it's doing, it can be, it really can do things way more deliberately. Like, if you had a human in a bird body, it would be limited, but it could do way more than a bird that doesn't have context for its environment and or directed train of thought of what I want to do is get through that door.
Right.
You know?
Well, I mean, like, we've seen crows in action. Like,
one of my favorite things is crows learning how to use human tools.
Yes.
So one of my favorite experiments is actually it was a community experiment. Humans under capitalism are less cooperative than humans under less distressing circumstances.
Right.
Just gonna say that. There's been all kinds of tests, and communities that are more happy and have less poverty have less division and less derisiveness, okay? And so you have a lot of human scientists that are going, hey, I wonder how basically either selfish and or self-serving animals are going to be. And so they do like basically community versus selfishness tests on animals. And they did this really, really charming experiment with crows. And they continually find that animals are way more community-oriented than a lot of humans. On the other hand, animals do not have capitalism. Yes. You know, which does it so they don't have the same relative poverty, which is really, really the issue.
Yeah.
And so they did this experiment where they took two like bottles, you know, narrow-necked bottles, and they put meat in the bottom of it, and they gave the crows, two different crows, tools, right? And so they gave them, they gave them like two implements, right? They gave them one wire that was pointed and one wire that was rounded at the end. It was bent and rounded, right?
And I was like trying to remember which one you were
both of the crows figured out after a little bit that they could take the straight wire and stab it into the meat, pull it out of the bottle, and eat it. And then the next round of the experiment, they gave one of them a bent wire and one of them a straight wire, and they wanted to see what would happen. And they assumed that the one bird would use it and get his own meat and be done, or possibly get both meats and be done. But what happened was both the birds looked at the tools that they were given, and then the one that had the bent wire started walking towards the other bird, and the other bird came over. They both straightened the wire together, and then they each got their meat.
Yep.
And it was very, very cool.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
Anyway, so it's a really neat thing to watch animals get context, and you can give a lot of smart animals context for here's what the humans are trying to do. Now you can't give them a full language context of this is a bottle, we're doing an experiment, but you can teach them how tools work and what the goals of like games and things are, and you can learn, you know, to communicate that way. In the same way that like you can teach animals how to use a door if you give them an objective on the other side of the door that they can understand.
Yeah.
Why do I want to go through this door? Because you win a prize or your person's over there. Now let me teach you how to open it and why.
Yeah. But far behind those of the human race.
Yeah.
These new creatures were livestock, if you will, to compensate for
we wanted cybernetic servants. We couldn't just kill humanity, we needed slaves too.
Yeah, pretty much. The Labour series was a great step towards the beautiful ideal of coexistence with humans. With a human's head mounted inside an artificial body, they were durable and capable of difficult tasks.
And they would not disobey you or have opinions in any way.
Yep, of course. They never entered development, the project having been shut down early due to ethical complaints.
Because we're taking a whole living person and turning them into a mindless slave.
I also love the fact that the Dove Party came up with this. So the Dove Party is supposed to be the peaceful party, and your other party went, we didn't do that. Holy fuck.
Right, but
the Hawk Party was like...
Sometimes your people who want peace, though, are like, peace at any cost.
Yes.
And so the idea is, it's sort of that sort of thing where you get the villains in big stories, where it's like, the thing they want to do is horrific right now. But the thing they want to do long-term is create peace and harmony and happiness based on the only way they can understand it. It actually just makes me think of, and this is the only example that I have right off the top of my head, so forgive me for citing it. It makes me think of City of Bones, the whole Clockwork Angel series, where the bad guy was like, you have most of humanity that is incredibly sensitive to and basically susceptible to demon murder.
Yeah.
But if you do this one thing, which has a 90% chance of killing them, then all the survivors will be completely immune to demons forever.
And we will never have demons
We'll never
again.
have a demon problem ever again. We'll never need demon warriors ever again. The entire war between humans and demons will no longer exist, and the threat will be completely 100% eliminated. But you'll likely kill 90% of the human population. Yeah, and then they will replenish, and in the future they will never have this problem ever. Now the thing is based on the thriving human society and the fact that it was a mirror of our own current modern society, it suggests the demon problem wasn't that big of a deal. But it was a problem nonetheless.
Yeah.
And so it's like, yeah, peace at all costs. Well, if we turn the humans into mindless slaves, then we have peace, because they're not fighting us and we're not fighting them.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it has a kind of logic to it.
It does, but it's very fascist.
Yeah.
Like, deeply.
It's deeply fashy.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Doves are fascists, sorry.
Yeah, kind of. But that was kind of like in 1984, which was about a fascistic society taking control over everything. Your, Bureau of Peace was concerned with war.
I'm sorry. Hashtag Hatoful boyfriends about dove fascism.
Right? However, I carried on the Dove Party's researchers' will and created this prototype to be my sidekick. He says, to be a cheeky shit.
Yes.
As again, I'm like, I cannot decide what they wanted to do with Shuu as a character going, ho ho, I'll be a cartoony villain, but also like, I'm meant to be really serious, so it's just kind of hilarious. We don't want too many other people snooping around and disrupting disrupting your investigation, so I had it patrol the building.
Why did you need Ryouta to investigate?
Why?
What did it do to have Ryouta investigate?
Oh, waste time.
Oh, so the dome would run out.
Yes.
Okay, but...
While we were looking for you to fail, like, I just...
It could also waste time to just confine them all in a room?
Yeah, no shit!
Like, why have a big-ass investigation?
This is goofy. I mean, it's
We made a giant, lengthy scavenger hunt to send you back and forth that I orchestrated to waste time while the dome's about to open.
I love to waste time. Why do you think I have such long, obnoxious lands?
I could have just literally locked you in a closet and you would have been sad the whole time, but it's okay, this was better.
Honestly? Mood.
MacGuffin Fetch Quest was better.
And now, the next question. What is inside this bag? It's Birder's head.
Yeah.
Like, bro, a human's head? No! Close, but you have to be more specific.
Birder's head.
I believe we had Miss Seedpie's head sent to your classroom, but Did you notice anything missing?
Her brain was gone? Oh my god.
Hello,
No,
Mom.
I didn't examine the box carefully.
You dumb fuck!
Bitch. Also, oh god,
I'm
can
like,
you
aw.
imagine the effort it took to remove her brain intact and then put her head back together to make it look like a whole thing that hadn't been damaged with a bone saw?
Also, we had mislead Pie's head sent in there, so you and Yuuya did this shit?
Yeah.
Yuuya sat there and watched, and then went, "Hey bro, why are you taking out her brain? Oh, I'm sorry, I shouldn't ask that question." Like,
I guess
what
this
the
is
fuck?
fine. I'm like, whoa.
Whoa! That makes Yuuya slightly complicit in some of, like, more horror.
On the
Thanks,
other hand,
Yuuya.
Yuya's like, I'm working deliberately for the Dove Party. So he's like, these are my orders.
Right? Oh, come on. But they said that they also... It's fine, it's fine. Notice anything missing? Missing? When I found her in the box, I was too shocked to be looking for clues. Yeah, what the hell? I may well have missed something. Wait. He doesn't mean...
Yeah.
Berta's brain?
Yeah.
So you've killed her twice, is the implication here.
Yes.
Correct! You do catch on quickly. Miss Seedpad did come to meet you quite frequently. Of course, having been placed in labor Nan, she has lost much of her personality. Also, we are not going to get into the ethical and philosophical questions of life after death and what happens if you reanimate someone who was solidly, and no matter how much you look at it, was completely fucking dead.
Except for we don't know that because she was still gasping when Ryouta ran out of the room.
I don't think...
If Shuu was just literally there, standing on the other side of a door...
I'm waiting to play catch with your brain.
Yep.
But I'm like, if you remove your brain, you kill every... Like, as far as I know,
Brain
you deprive
death-
oxygen...
I say brain death takes a couple of minutes with deprived oxygen.
That, though, takes about 5 minutes, as far as I understand. 2 to 5 minutes. And also, you need to be hooked up to something that is a slow shutdown. Removing a brain entirely
is not necessarily fast. On the other hand, if what you do is cut it open and give oxygen and blood supply to the brain immediately, and then go about removing it.
Yeah, but that's like... Yeah, that's complicated. Anyway.
I'm just saying, if he knew exactly what he was
we
doing and he
can't
had all
even
the
fucking,
tools...
as far as I know, figure out how to, let's remove your brain and reattach it, you know.
Also, we can't figure out how to, let's prevent brain death even if the rest of your body shuts down.
Yeah, I know!
We still need to use the lungs as a vehicle.
In other words, this is deeply sci-fi. It's
and
okay.
the heart. It's okay. It is sci-fi. The whole thing's deeply sci-fi. Yes, correct.
Well, I mean, not super deeply. Because,
Also-
okay, what qualifies as true sci-fi, just in case you guys are wondering, is that you need to explain what the fuck is going on. So you need to know what your science is that you are jumping off of, and then you're trying to push it basically to more of its logical extreme. And you need to be very logical about it. That is what makes sci-fi sci-fi. This is more like fantasy sci-fi, because it's just sort of going, well, you know, we have concepts and things that could be possible, but we really don't have anything to back it up.
I was gonna say, the talking of the scarecrow forever sounded like it was saying syllables from Ryuta's name.
Ryu?
Yes. And I was like, from the beginning, I was like, but I've got nothing, so it's fine.
I kind of went, is it Berter? Especially with the blood, but
Especially, it's the only humanoid thing there, and it showed up right after she died.
Yeah, it's fine. Also, I don't know. I'm like clearly overthinking this a lot because I'm like not really surprised, more disappointed than anything. I just lost much of her personality. Then she's, and I mean disappointed in the sense of going, I wish it'd been more of a surprise than that kind of thing.
See, and I'm just disappointed going, that's really, really sad. Is she alive? No, you just murdered her, actually.
Alive? But her body is gone. All that's left is her brain. Can we still call that alive? I mean,
the Battle Angel Alita question.
Alive? Not alive. I don't know anymore. Can you save her? That is a difficult question. We tend to think of there being a definite border between life and death, but really it's quite vague. Her personality still remained in this world up until a few minutes ago.
Minutes.
Wow!
Inuits.
Inuits ago.
Inuits. Wow. The by M.
Minutes ago. But you gave poor Labor Nan quite a shock, shall we say. Alas, Miss Seedpie's brain, no doubt, is irreversibly damaged.
That's so dark.
The wonders of modern medicine can do nothing for her now but sigh and shake their heads. I'm like also going, you're doing this deliberately just to be an asshole to Ryouta. And
you
I'm
really
like,
are just trying to hurt him.
it's okay. Which I really also honestly don't understand. Like, other than the fact they're going, yep, she was just a sadistic monster. And I'm like,
Okay,
well...
so I'm really grateful that we're playing this together, because if I were playing this on my own and he was doing this sort of basically aggressive, harmful pain fest towards Ryouta, I would just be crying by myself playing this game. I'd be like, this hurts, this sucks, this is awful. And I'm like, this game is very dark.
I mean, the thing is, like, I agree, but, like, what bugs me is that it's like, I'm just trying to hurt you. I'm not having a fun time with it, necessarily, either. Because especially the way that, like, so Shu's voice actor is especially described as basically his choice, or I guess his direction, because he might have just been given the direction, but his vocal performance is that he's incredibly flat.
Okay.
So, and I remember how that came up in the game, going that he has no emotion at all. So I've actually given him way more emotion than he actually does. So this is supposed to all be a statement effect kind of voice.
And the thing is going, but why do you need to explain all? Well, I'm emotionally distant. There's 100 other ways you could explain this in a more scientific way that sounds less like you're just trying to hurt this person.
Oh, well, again, he's supposed to be a sadist, but...
But he's a non-emotional, factual, deadpan sadist?
I think also the thing that kind of cracks me up about the fact that he's supposed to be a sadist means on some level that he's getting off on this, which I'm like, I always find that to be hilarious. People are like, well, he's a sadist. I'm like, okay, so he should be, you know, aroused by this. And nobody seems to want to do that. They just go, no, but sadism. I'm like, sadism without the pleasure part is weird.
Without going, I specifically enjoy this, isn't really sadism. It's like schadenfreude. If you're not enjoying it, you're just hurting people. Yeah. You're just watching people be hurt.
Yeah. Going, I just caused the pain. Well, that's a thing, I guess.
Or going, well, with schadenfreude, going, hey, you're enjoying other people's misery. If you go, watching other people's misery, it's not the same as enjoying other people's misery.
Yeah, like, that is literally not
causing other people pain. Enjoying causing other people pain. Yeah. Those are different things.
Yesterday, her body... and today, her mind. But according to you, she already didn't have much of her mind anyway, so...
Yes.
You're also... Again, I love this going, I will blame it on you. And I'm like, Ryouta,
I'm also
honey,
like,
he's just going after you because...
I'm also like, my dude, why did you give the robot vocal cords?
Okay, that is the thing.
The brain can't make noise like that.
I was actually going to point that out myself eventually, because it has been really strange to go, it is just a brain case. Why is it speaking?
How is it making word sounds?
Like, you need a larynx.
Yeah, as you say, you need air, you need vocal cords, you need ways to make sound. And if they were programmed to make sound digitally, but their brains are a mess, why would you program them to make sound? They couldn't speak anyway.
Yeah, no, I'm like, that doesn't make any sense at all.
That seems like it'd be irritating. You have this wonderful servant that drags around your house and does large, heavy lifting and hand things, and also makes dumb noises all the time.
Also, the other thing is probably, like, I've read way too many of these stories, so I'm like, I'm judging your villain writing. Whomever wrote this, I could write this better. You are a far more twisted villain than I could ever hope to be, Mr. Kawara.
Except for he did it not knowing, so he's not, and that is an accusation, that is an emotional statement, and not just factual... bland science.
But dude, Shuu is actually a deeply emotional character.
He is trying to hurt Ryouta, specifically. And, like, the villains that do it because I'm trying to break you, I'm trying to cause you to do something, I'm trying to get you to a point for a plot reason, makes more sense than I'm just hurting you to hurt you. To me.
I killed Spider. I mean, if, again, his whole goal is to cause pain to Ryouta, that's fine.
But why is that his goal?
Yeah.
Anyway.
Well, because he's a sadist.
But what does he
Did
want
you
to
do
cause
this
pain?
to Nagaki?
Okay, but does he want to cause pain to everyone, or specifically only to his personal test subjects?
Which also seems really stupid, because the last time you did this, my dude, Nagaki killed himself. So you seem like you have learned literally nothing.
I'll do the same experiment again. It's fine. Also, instead of having it being strange humans that you're not attached to, I'll have it be one that you're close to and with friends. This'll go way better.
Hey!
The problem was...
Why are you reacting?
Okay. The problem was that the test, the sample had empathy or sympathy for the test subjects when they died. Let's try someone that you already have empathy and sympathy for and see if that goes better.
Oh, I killed Border.
I'm sorry.
It was my fault all along. Why did it have to happen this way? This was all arranged for you. I had Labor 9, Mr. Sakazaki, and the headmaster help you along in your investigation. Why? You are but one step from the end now.
Yeah, what is the goal
You must
here?
remember one more thing.
Because I can't tell you.
What was it that you and Miss Seed Pie told me long ago? Come. Follow me. He holds out his wing. What lies beyond here? Border is gone. The one who killed her was here from the beginning. I have nothing more to lose. You are obedient, Mr. Kawara.
Poor
I mean,
thing.
Kawara is a child. Wait! Der Tor ist below the Afunas! Die Masposa de Sika Statue! You will not be able to return!
Do not go
That's
that way.
right! The doctor is probably going to do something unspeakably horrible to you, Kawara! Come back!
Uh-huh.
Thank you for bringing Mr. Kawara this far, you two.
I'm also like,
And now, goodbye.
why would you orchestrate something this elaborate with that many pieces? Just to... I don't get it.
That's okay. Oh, dear. This looks bad. Do you suppose it's poison gas?
Oh, dear.
These presents! Mystic Phantom! The avatar of miasma! Blah! You do take everything in stride, don't you, Higure?
He immediately starts talking normal as he's about to die.
Ah.
As the, nerds do.
I think it's Nagiki. I think this is Nagiki. I'm claiming Nagiki.
Okay. I was it. You don't think it's Ryouta?
I do not.
Alright, go ahead.
You're Nagiki.
Nagiki
I
is...
changed. Nagiki's the English sad emo boy.
Oh, sorry.
Oh my
This
God,
is the
completely
ghost. The
forgotten.
ghost. This is the ghost? Alright, I don't... Why do you think this is... It's okay, it's okay.
Because the house background has been used with Nagiki.
It's been used with Birder in her memories, too. Also, her memories of Ryouta.
Yeah, but like... well, this could be Birder. Honestly, we'll have to guess in the next one anyway, because we are out of time.
Oh no! We'll have to try and figure out who the hell's talking!
So 2 humans lie in a twisted pile, and Mr. Spock, we will deal with this in the next one!
Oh dear.
Alright, so everybody, thank you very much for joining us. If you like what we do, please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and also share our videos if you are having a good time with us. Please also feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We have some links in the description down below, and we love interacting with you guys. It also helps save us from the algorithm. So hey, 2 birds, 1 stone, if you will forgive the pun.
Oh,
Alright, and then other than that, if you'd also like to support us more directly, please feel free to go check out our Ko-Fi and our Patreon. We have some links in the description down below. Every little bit helps. Honestly, as strange as that sounds, it has been fantastic with some of the support that we've gotten so far.
Yes.
And yeah, also if you want to see us live, please feel free to go check us out on Twitch. We have the same name, same icon, and we would love to see you there.
Yes.
And I have been Scandal.
And I have been Lies. And it was great playing with you! Bye!